could be better to celebrate Cinco de Mayo than with a fiery, smoky Anejo Tequila.
It's a beautiful night for tequila! Yes, tonight we are drinking tequila because, well, Cinco de Mayo. We've got to get in that festive mood, have a few margaritas and other such nonsense. Well, not really. We're not going to do all the nonsense. Tonight, we are drinking 1800 Anejo Tequila. Now, I've never really been a big fan of tequila, but then again, up until a few years ago, the only tequila I had ever tried had been silver or blanco tequila, and that was okay in drinks like margaritas and other such things. But I didn't like to sip on it, not in the least. Then, we took a trip to Mexico, got off the boat in San Juan, took a bus into a little place called Ixtapa, not the tourist attraction, not by any means. This was way out in the desert, and it was, well, let's just say it was kind of a little oasis there. There was a tequila distillery. I don't remember the name. I wish I did. What I do remember, though, is they had some wonderful tequila, including several flavored tequilas. But what impressed me the most was their reposado tequila. I found that I liked that better than the añejo, and that in general I do tend to like reposado better than añejo. But I liked the añejo as well. I bought several bottles. We brought them back with us. And we had a good old time. Actually, it took a couple of years to get them drank because I don't really drink that much tequila. This smells light and floral, fruity. It's 40% or 80 proof, by the way. It's got some flowery notes to it. Smells a little bit like the scotch that I really didn't like a few videos ago. Hopefully it tastes better than that. Tequila, by the way, must be made from agave and can only be made in 5 states in Mexico. If it's made somewhere else, it is called mezcal, but the 5 states are Jalisco, Guanajuato, Nayarit, Michoacan, and Tamaulipas. Hopefully I've pronounced those somewhere close to right. There are 3 primary styles, but there are a couple of others as well, but the ones you usually see here in the U.S. are the silver tequila, or blanco, which is unaged or aged up to 2 months. It's usually very clear in color. It doesn't take on much of the flavor, if any at all, of the barrels in which it's aged. It's really best, I think, for mixing. I really don't like to drink it very much. The next one is the reposado. This is, reposado means rested. And basically, it's aged anywhere from 2 months to 12 months. Usually in used bourbon barrels, but they might be brandy barrels, or they might not even be used barrels. They could be new barrels. Oftentimes it's French oak or American oak. And then añejo. Like I said, this means aged. It's usually aged more than 12 months. Typically not much more than about 36 months. The one I'm drinking tonight, the website says it's aged anywhere from 14 to 36 months. It is, if you can see, a rather dark colored tequila. That's one of the reasons why I decided to buy this one. I've never had this one before. I thought, well, if it's very well aged and nice and dark, maybe it will have picked up a lot of the flavors that I like in bourbon. And we'll see. But just because it's dark doesn't mean it's really well aged. From what I understand, unlike bourbon, you are allowed to add things that will change the color and change the flavor of your tequila. So let's give this a taste. Oh, you definitely get the smokiness. This was aged in charred oak barrels, no doubt about that. There's some floral notes in the background. Pretty good amount of spice, too. I want to say cinnamon oil, but it doesn't really taste like cinnamon oil, but it does taste like a spicy hot oil, maybe a chili oil of some sort. It's moderately good. I won't say that I really like it, but it is moderately good. I kind of like the pepperiness, and that's actually it. It's black pepper. That's what I'm tasting in terms of the heat here. Definitely black pepper. And that's, I think, where the fruitiness is coming from. There may be some other types of peppercorn notes in here that are a little more fruity. Yeah, but this is heavy on the smoke. Most definitely. I don't usually get a lot of smoke when I drink bourbon. Sometimes I can taste the wood, but I don't always taste the smoke. But this tastes like it just came right off the barbecue. It's kind of like that beef brisket that I had over the weekend. Really nice and smoky. Yeah, definite pepperiness here. Smoke and pepper, black pepper. That's what I get more than anything else. There's a little bit of sweetness in there. I am starting to pick up some caramel, maybe a little bit of vanilla, some of those bourbon notes that you often get. But I would never mistake this for bourbon. Yeah, it's growing on me here. I'm enjoying it more the more sips of this that I take. All right, well, the notes on the bottle that I just read, they talk about nutty toffee. Now, I don't really get nutty toffee. I can actually see the toffee because toffee is a lot like caramel, and I was tasting a little bit of caramel in there with a little bit of vanilla and so on, so I can see the toffee. I'm not really getting any nuttiness here. But like I said, there's a lot of smoke. I mean, it's like a brisket that's been on the smoke for 16 hours, and you're biting into it, and yeah, you get a lot of beefy flavor in the brisket, and that's not in here. But you also get a ton of smoky flavor, and that is in here. I mean, this is like drinking a glass of smoke. And then you get that pepperiness, and it's like a black pepper. But a black pepper that has been cooked. You know, if you make a soup or a stew and you throw some whole peppercorns in there, and then when you're eating it, you get one of them in a mouthful and you bite into it, and you feel, you know, you can get all the flavor of that black pepper in there, the fruitiness and all of the good stuff. Well, that's in there. And then that heat, that black pepper heat, it just rises up and gets you. And I really like that. The back label says that it's double distilled for a smoother, clearer flavor, and it's aged in French and American oak barrels for more than a year. The result is a rich, luxurious tequila with notes of toasted oak and nutty toffee, followed by a long, peppery spice finish. Yeah, okay, toasted oak, no, but smoked charred oak, absolutely. Toffee, yeah, I can see that. Maybe that's kind of that sweetness that I was picking up, that caramelly sort of thing. And peppery finish, yes, absolutely, it is peppery. Black pepper, like I said. One of my favorite dishes is a Filipino dish called paksiw. It's made out of leftover pork, and it's in a soy sauce and vinegar. And you put in these whole peppercorns. And when you eat it, you invariably get those peppercorns into your mouth. And I love the way that is, and that's just the way this is. Now there's a flavor in here. It's more of an aroma than a flavor. It's kind of a flowery, herbal kind of thing. Not really that fond of it. It's more on the nose than it is on the palate. There's a little bit of it on the palate. That's the negative here. So, yeah. I think I made a pretty good choice. I would probably have done better going with the reposado. I think I'd have gotten a little bit less smoke on that and maybe a little more of some of these other flavors. I might be able to tell a little more because the smoke's kind of covering things up. But all in all, yeah, I like it. So if you like these videos, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and y'all come back now. Here